Hello everyone, I hope all of you are fine. So, my name is Shubham and today we'll be starting with our first chapter. It will not be a first chapter, rather, it is the first concept of your plus one physics, that is the basic mathematical tools. Now, why these mathematical tools are important? Because we'll be using these mathematical tools in your chemistry as well, in your physics as well for throughout the 2 years, that is for plus one and plus two. So, that is why these mathematical tools are much important. What we'll be learning in this mathematical tools, the basic two concepts are differentiation and integration. Okay, out of which the first is the differentiation, which we are starting. So there are few things that you've already learned. Let's quickly revise those things. Constant is something whose value remains unchanged. This we already know. For example, this is pi is a constant, and this is the constant E, which we'll be learning in further lectures. What is this E known as? So next part is the variable. Variable means a quantity which take different values. This we already know, that there are a few variables which we represent like in terms of x, y and z. Now what is a function? Function is in terms of two variables. For example, this is the case if y is the function of x, it means x will be an independent variable and y will be a dependent variable. It means the function y is getting dependent upon x. For example, this is the function. We'll simply put the values for x and we can calculate the values for y. That is why we say that x is an independent variable in this case and y is a dependent variable. Okay, let's start with the basic meaning of dy by dx. This is the derivative, or this is the sign by which the derivative is denoted, that is dy by dx. Now what it means is it denotes the small change in the function of y with respect to a small change in x. Means how the value for y is being changed when we consider this with respect to x. This is known as dy by dx. Means this is written here, average change of y with respect to x. Means how the y is being changed when x is getting changed. Okay, a very basic example for this you have already learned. This is the for average velocity. It means distance upon time, or this is the symbol for delta. This triangle that you can see, this is the symbol for delta. Delta s means change in distance, upon delta t means change in time. It means how the distance is being changed with respect to time, which this will give us the average velocity. And in your class 9th you have learned one more derivation, that is how the velocity is being changed. That will give us the average acceleration. Okay, so there are two basic things, rather there are two basic scenarios in which we can find the change. One is the scenario of this delta y by delta x, and second is the scenario of this dy by dx. Let me tell you the basic difference between these two so that we are clear on this part. Delta y by delta x denotes the average change. Average change means complete change of y to that of complete change in x for the whole journey. Whole journey means, for example, we started our journey from t is equal to 0 and we ended our journey at, say, t is equal to 10 seconds. Okay, so in this case, if we are trying to calculate the average velocity, and we have covered, let's say, 100 meter in this case. If we are trying to calculate the average velocity will be change in distance. Change in distance means, of course, here the distance would be 0 and here the distance is 100, so change in distance would be 100. And change in time means 10 minus 0, it would be 10. So average velocity would be 100 upon 10, which means 10 meter per second. Okay, let us take the time in seconds. It will be 10 meter per second. This will be your average velocity. So delta y by delta x denotes an average change. Now dy by dx means, this is, here it is written, instantaneous rate of change. Instantaneous rate of change means at a particular moment, at a particular instance, at a particular value. For example, we will consider a time somewhere in between here. Let's say we will consider a time as 1.5 seconds. One interval in this would be 1.5 seconds. So if we are trying to calculate the velocity at t is equal to 1.5 seconds, this will give us the instantaneous change. Instantaneous means at that particular instant, at that particular moment. Okay, so the differentiation of a function with respect to variable implies the instantaneous rate of change of function with respect to that variable. I hope you are getting my point. which means you can ignore this part. You can ignore this part because this part will be necessary for the mathematics students, and for math students we'll have a whole chapter on this limits. This part is not necessary for physics. It will be necessary for maths. That is why I have told you the basic difference between this, and basic difference means when the delta x is approaching to very zero, delta x is approaching to 0, delta x means the change is very zero. It means we are talking about this instant. So it is the same thing that I've already told you. So let's proceed further. Likewise, the instantaneous velocity, you can clearly see instantaneous velocity will be ds by dt. It will not be equal to delta x by delta t. It will be ds by dt. ds by dt means instantaneous change. So instantaneous acceleration would be dv by dt. It will not be delta v upon delta t. It will be dv by dt, because in this case delta s upon delta t, like this, it will give us the value for average velocity, and in this case delta v by delta t will give us the value for average acceleration, but ds by dt will give us the value for instantaneous velocity, and dv by dt will give us the value for instantaneous acceleration. Okay, now these are the few things that you have to learn about the theorems of differentiation, and theorems of differentiation means the formulas which we'll be using to find the derivatives. There are a few things that you need to learn in this case, out of which these are the first 6 things. If c is constant means something which is not changing. That is why it is known as constant. So derivative, that means the change of constant would be 0. So it means d by dx of c is equal to 0. Okay. Then we have a variable of somewhat of this sort, that is y is equal to cu, where c is a constant and u is a function of x. For example, we have this example y is equal to 2x, where 2 is a constant and it is the variable for x. So it will be dy by dx is equal to d by dx of c into u. I hope you are getting my point. Means this is the function and we are trying to differentiate this function with respect to x. So dy by dx means d by dx of cu, since y is equal to cu. What happens in such case is the constant comes out of derivative, constant bahar aa jata hai differentiation ke, and we will differentiate the function, that is du by dx. It means in this case we'll simply take 2 out of derivative, means it is y is equal to 2x. So if I have to calculate the dy by dx, so dy by dx means 2 will be taken out of derivative and it will be dx upon dx. So this will get cancelled. So dy by dx in such case would be 2. Okay. If the function would be, let's say, of x square, x cube, or somewhat like this, we'll see later on what we'll do about it. So I hope you are getting my point. So the third case is if the y is a sum of 3 functions, u, v and w. What we'll do is we'll simply differentiate these three differently, and then we'll get our answers. Means d by dx of u plus minus v plus minus w means du by dx plus minus dv by dx plus minus dw by dx. Okay. When it is the product of 2 functions, product of 2 functions means let's say we have y is equal to u into v. So in this case what we will do is we will simply take first function as constant and derivative of second would be found, plus second function will be taken as constant and derivative of first would be found. Okay, so this is the case. मतलब हम पहले को कांस्टेंट रखेंगे, दूसरे को डिफरेंशिएट कर देंगे, प्लस दूसरे को कांस्टेंट रखेंगे, पहले को डिफरेंशिएट कर देंगे. ठीक है. सो these are the numeric basic theorems that we'll be using in our numerical part of course. Next is if we have division, that is u by v. So in this case it will be dy dx of u by v, first as constant, derivative of second, minus second as constant, derivative of first divided by v square. For now you can clearly note down these theorems as it is. You won't be understanding, like मतलब जब हम numerical करेंगे ना इस पे, when we'll proceed with the questions, then these theorems will be of greater use. For now you can note down these 6 theorems, and we'll further discuss how to use these theorems. Only then you will get to know a better gist of such formulas, that how to use these. And the last one for today will be y is equal to x raised to the power n, of course, and n could be anything. Let's say x square or x cube or x power 4, somewhat like this. So these are the ways in which we'll be applying this theorem, and d by dx of x raised to the power n is equal to nx raised to the power n minus 1. Means, for example, we are trying to find the derivative of x square. Okay, if we are trying to calculate the derivative for x square with respect to x, so what we'll do is this power will come forward, n x raised to the power n minus 1, x raised to the power n minus 1. So the final answer for this would be 2 into x. This is the derivative for x square. Again, if we are trying to calculate the derivative for x cube, d by dx of x cube, so in this case, of course, the value for n is 3. So d by dx of x cube is equal to n x raised to the power n minus 1. So it will be 3 into x square. Okay, so these are the few examples that we have used. In the same way, if we try to differentiate x raised to the power 4, x raised to the power 4, for this n is 4, so the answer would be 4x cube. X raised to the power 5, it will be 5x raised to the power 4. So in this way we'll proceed with the questions. So for now you can note down these 6 expressions and start making your notes, of course, and you can note down these examples as well. Like this is your first example, this will be x square will be your second example, and x cube will be your third example. We'll continue it in the next video. Thank you.